It is you! Come at last! Gotvatjur, fellow traveler. A day of glory this turns out to be. First auspices of a visitation, then the arrival of the Dusk Speaker. Truly, I hear the call of winter. You know, the final chorus. The lure of nothing, the dusk of being. The part in each of us that knows when the end is coming, that point after which struggle is meaningless, and what remains is only prelude to naught. Vatnir, our mentor, foretold your coming. He described you perfectly from toes to top. Praise be to Rimmergand! Come in, Dusk Speaker, come in! Be sure to speak with our mentor Vatnir. He's down in the chapel in the middle of the settlement. All the meat and uncask the beer! The Dusk Speaker has arrived!
Yes? What is it?
That ain't the tone of a lass glad to spy you, Cap. More than I'm familiar with it myself.
Do you jest? Or was that your idea of an insult? It clearly represents Rimergand, the beast of winter, the final god. Obviously. Because the gods are limited to a single form. Is there something you need? From my mother. She taught me many things. To shape the ice, to hone an obsidian blade, to clean the carcass of a seal. Other than that it grows wider each moon and will in time swallow the whole of Eora? No, I cannot. 'Tis the will of the beast of winter, and not for me to question. Vatnir. He can often be found in the hut up the hill. His features will identify him. He bears the touch of Rimergand. I am a creature out of place. Few respect art in the white that wins if it doesn't serve a function, if you can't carry it with you. Elsewhere, there would be little interest in an artist whose work is made to melt. Only here is its impermanence understood. Here, the final song crescendos into its final verse.
Tvadjer, you must be our honored guest. Vatnir said to expect you. Not that he said I should expect so many. No matter, room will be made. If there is anything you require, you need but ask. I will strive to deliver. Oh, and before I forget, a welcoming gift. Of course, aren't you? He casts no summoning spell, no binding rite. Your coming was of your own accord. Death walks in hand with life in the white that wends. The priests of the wheel would have you believe they follow one after the other. It is not so. I found a rift once, at the bottom of the world, and in it a camp, a clan's worth of Glamfellan, huddled and still. Their stories, their blood, their ambitions, none persevere. I chase not the end, but accept its inevitability. It is a thing to be celebrated, like the ending of an epic finely sung. Vatnir understands that, so I follow his lead.
A single incident hardly speaks to a fundamental truth.
You are correct. Every incident speaks to a fundamental truth. Come, come, shake off the snow, warm yourself at the hearth. What I have is yours, for trade or coin, until the end comes. And why shouldn't we fear death? What offers death save erasure? I return to life cleansed of experience and understanding, ignorant, set to suffer again, to repeat our mistakes endlessly, to fail. But the beast would spare us this suffering, would offer us succor, mercy. But it seems our guest has arrived. Come, Dusk Speaker, join our circle. Look upon the Dusk Speaker, and be glad, brothers and sisters, for he heralds an end to your suffering. Rarely do we who are chosen have a say in the matter of our choosing. I present to you the Watcher of Cad Nua, father of the Defiance Bay riots, in whose wake fell the Hollowbone curse upon the Deerwood, who dethroned Lord Radric, rightful Thane of Gilded Vale, plunging that land into anarchy.
You mean there's alternatives to government by brawling? We don't get to see a lot of places that have their act together.
Who scattered the faithless, blood-drinking Ethignal, and whose very stone and soil gave rise to the great green giant that even now strides across the Deadfire. Full glad are they to see you, Watcher, for they came to pay homage to Rimmergand and bear witness to the final dissolution of Eora by his hand. Your coming fulfills prophecy. Wheresoever strides the Dusk Speaker, so falls falsehood, torn away. So discards false cycles, so quiets dawn and dusk. I've high hopes for you. I think perhaps more to put your role in it to the test. Prophecy fulfills itself by its nature. But your identity as the Dusk Speaker, that's not yet irrefutable.
Death isn't their goal, Watcher. These ones seek an ending beyond death. An absolute nihility.
This one seems curiously well versed in our doctrine for an outsider. Unless perhaps she is not an outsider at all.
I grew up among the Twilight Dwellers. I've heard it all before.
Precisely my point. Whether or not you mean to cause chaos, chaos follows in your wake. You're chosen, whether or not you choose to be. Now, if we may have the pleasure of your company, Dusk Speaker, we've prepared a feast, at least by the standards of our humble means, for your... The messenger returns! Go forth and bear witness to his message!
He's back!
Move your
He's
ass!
back!
Don't leave me behind!
He's here for me!
He returns! He returns! So close.
Such grace! Such majesty!
No! Don't leave! Come back!
What is happening? How could this happen? Where is Vatnir? Someone find Vatnir!
Trembling alone in a dark corner of a hidden room is just how we Glamfellan show affection.
I'm not hiding, I had a sacrifice. Something that I was saving for the messenger, and I couldn't find it, so I was looking for it. It's... I don't know what to say. That's good, that it's dead. It's been harrying the Watch now, well, for years. But people keep coming, and it keeps eating. Each time it comes, the ice spreads further. I didn't know how to end it, so I wrote to you.
Certainly telling your followers that it was a manifestation of the divine come to usher them unto oblivion didn't confuse matters.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a dragon, or looks like one, and rotten enough that linking it to the god of decay seemed reasonable. This place is holy to him, so perhaps I'm not wrong. Because you're the Dusk Speaker. The title fits. You have a reputation, don't you? You overcome things, you triumph. You're coming to the Deadfire. It seemed too great an opportunity to ignore. It's not that... I'm not an... We're rare, the god touched. More so, those changed by the beast of winter. Growing to adulthood in the land, in the white that wends, it's difficult enough without the numbness, the stiffness, the pain. Those of us who do survive, our communities expect things of us. Leadership, wisdom.
So you just donned the role presented you, like a well-cut coat.
I became the leader they expected me to be. Our elders told stories about this place, the Veetmouth, the White Moor, and about the endless void beyond. A few years ago, a man named Glasval led his clan to the frost-hewn breach in Eir Glanfath, seeking a path from this world to the realm of Rimergant. They never returned. The tale passed from mouth to ear to mouth again, and people began to think, if Glasval could escape, why can't we? I suppose I saw in that an opportunity, a chance to leave the land behind. So I claimed I had a vision, and the beast was calling me. The lie was more successful than I could have imagined. And I can imagine quite a lot.
Though not, apparently, how to leave the land by chartering passage on a boat like the rest of us.
With what coin? I had none. What of you? How did you afford the fare?
I took what I required from a dead man. More than that, I will not say. Not here. Not now.
Now you take what you require from the living.
And you treat me as a hypocrite. No. Whatever answers you seek, you will likely find within the temple. The temple beneath the ice. I don't know. I think maybe the iceberg formed around the temple. Perhaps it's because of the Veetmouth. The closer you get to it, the colder everything becomes. Like the frost-hewn breach, it's a passage through the walls of the world. From this one to the next. To the White Void, specifically. Seat of Rimergant himself. So the stories say. None who has gone in has ever returned to confirm it. But you wouldn't expect them to, right?
Right solid thinking, lad. As stable as the sea.
Must he?
What? I'm not... I'm needed. My people need me. Here. my terms. As if such a thing could exist in the face of the Beast of Winter. Fine, fine. I'll accompany you to the Wheatmouth. Gods protect us.
This chart's more than passing close to slavery, Captain Watcher. And you know how I'll be feeling about slavery. Long as it ain't more than that.
We'll need to ascend the cliff above Harbinger's Watch. These will help.
The messenger has fallen! Dusk Speaker? What? Where are you? What is this room?
I'm to guide the Dusk Speaker to the Wheatmouth, brother. I know not how long I shall be gone.
If you're not here, though, who's to guide the Harbingers?
I leave that in your able hands, brother. I promise to return quickly.
But, Rimmergan's messenger has fallen. What should we do now?
Survive and keep our work going. The Dusk Speaker and I will set everything aright. I swear it.
I should probably get back to the surface to do surface things.
You are the Dusk Speaker, Nye? It's all a bit much, isn't it? The end of the world rubbish. Not rubbish, I mean, certainly, it's also...
Just tell the Dusk Speaker what you want of him, Breather.
We all could, actually. We could really use your aid. There's another group up top, on top of the ice, I mean, high above the watch. They attack anyone they see, us included. They make it very difficult to get to Rimmergan's temple, among other things. Another group of Rimmergan's worshippers. We call them the Lost Pilgrims.
We're striding into a conflict between religious fanatics? Fantastic.
They're from the land as well. They came here a few decades before we did, on much the same mission. When none returned, we thought them all dead.
Finding the Pilgrims was part of the reason we came here. Unfortunately, they didn't want to be found.
Wal only knows. They seem to think they're protecting something. Like the flow is sacred. Nivadir thinks they've all gone a bit mad out here all alone. Or that something in the ice is rotting their minds.
Ridiculous.
Apologies, High Harbinger. Finally, good news! You've no idea how rare a thing that is. The Pilgrims keep camp in the ruins atop the ice wall. High Harbinger Vatnir can explain how to get up there, if he hasn't already. Was there something else you wanted to know? Whatever needs doing. Odds and ends and such. The whole community works together to survive. I hunt, I weave, I roast a delicious isai. I'll have you know, I've nearly 60 winters behind me. More than you, I'd reckon. I've been here for a solid 10 winters already. Came looking for... something I've not found yet. Strictly, speaking in a religious sense. Certainly. And I'll be entirely happy to discuss it later. Elsewhere, yeah?
The truth has been revealed. Even endings end. And you have brought that to us. Thank you, Dusk Speaker.
Well, it proves that some of us lost any sense of self-preservation around the time we joined you. Funny how that goes.
That you find it common only adds to the telling. But you came for fish, no? See anything that interests? It is not ice all the way down, newcomer. They may come out a bit hard and cold, but for that we have the fire, yeah? You say down, as if this isn't north of the white that wends. This is the end of the world, the culmination of all things, the final chapter of the final book. What fool would not want to be here?
This fool, for one. I left the land due to exactly this manner of nonsense. Our people have likely been chanting about the coming of the final winter for 10,000 years. They are not. Rationale must bolster beliefs, or they are not but castles built of mist on the surface of the sea. But civil I shall remain. I've too few words to waste them on the obstinate.
Take a look for yourself.
Good that you're, fellow traveler. I've room shot if you seek to banish the chill. You've not had it? Ha! I almost envy you the first trying. It's a beer, brewed and aged in colder climes to fight back the biting frost. Beloved here, as I'm sure you can imagine. Think nothing of it. With new harbingers arriving weekly, we provide what little welcome we can in this desolate place. Alcohol brings a bit of oblivion upon us, if only temporarily. It's my life's work, brewing the perfect rimshota. The difficulty lies in getting the right ingredients. Is there aught you require? I did, and I am, though proper ingredients can be difficult to come by at the watch. No? I do not. Why bother if it isn't? Because I want to, because I enjoy the challenge, because I love beer. I'm under no illusion that my work will outlast me, or even that it will have import to anyone else. Why lose sleep over trivialities outside of my control? We brew Rimshota not merely for its taste, but as a ward against the deadly cold. It serves well enough along the coast of the White, but further south, or here at the Watch for that matter, well, it could be improved. I've seen machines striding the icebergs, kif-shaped things of metal, little impacted by the chill. I suspect them filled with some substance that keeps them warm. I've more than half a mind to add a little of that, whatever it is, to the latest batch. It may well not be. We will not know until we try it, will we? I've not been a warrior for many years, and the machines bear weapons and shields. Were you to harvest fluid from one of them, I would happily compensate you for it, in coin or trade. I'll accept as much of the stuff as you can bring me. I'm sure I can find some use for it. A boat? It's not a place one swims to, yeah? The world's end may be nigh, but until then, I furnish what you seek.
It would appear to be under some form of enchantment, but I sense nothing of the sort. Curious. Hey, this could just be how they sleep. You don't know.
Wormling not take my ball is not wormlings to take! Go away! This place not your home. You probably die here!
Imps are prone to rash behavior at the best of times, and I'd wager this one has seen better days.
Don't want wormlings things. Already have ball. Ball everything imp needs. Wormling may find rock shiny, but it only cold, hard nothing. Never lonely?
You stand before the shining portal that devoured the dragon. This close, you see it as a ragged-edged tear in the world. As you near, the portal flares bright. Brighter, too bright to stand. When the light fades, and at last you can see again, a great, shaggy aurochs stands before you. A bone-snapping chill radiates from the creature. It is the manifestation of Remergond.
Herald of Bereth, you teeter on the very precipice of your death. You must grow impatient with Aethus's slow trudge toward the end, that you would seek it for yourself. Passing through the breach will shred your soul into its constituent parts, to little more than wayward motes of essence. Knowing that, what do you want? Her soul was drawn through the breach, the Vitmouth, and into the beyond. Neriskirlas has bound her soul to a relic from the days when the gods walked Aora as titans. This relic lies in the beyond, and it holds her soul captive there. That is the name the dragon chose for herself. It is one of the many things Kith have thrown into the beyond, in hopes it might be devoured by the White Void. The relic cannot be destroyed. In her ignorance, Neriskirlas hoped that tying her soul to it would save her from death. She is mistaken. True death has not claimed her yet, but it will. It is inevitable. Yes, the iceberg is the natural result of Neriskirlas' desperate attempt to evade death. Every time she escapes from the beyond into the here, she tears the hole a little wider. And so, the chill of my realm spreads. They have done as Kith always do. They have claimed for themselves a place that is not their own. They are no concern of mine. The Vitmouth is the gaping maw of entropy. The White Void is the hunger that gnaws at the guts of Aora and cannot be sated. That is unfortunate for you. I do not. However, there is something you may do for me. Like a maggot, the dragon Neriskirlas has burrowed beneath the skin of my realm. Destroy her. She is already dead. She refuses to acknowledge it. She has made herself immune to destruction by my hand, and in so doing, she mocks the very essence of my realm. The relic she bound her soul to has proven impervious to my influence. I can yet do many things, Herald of Bereth.
The ice encasing your legs splinters and falls away. Unable to feel your feet, you tumble to the side, but are ably caught by your companion. A satisfied sigh escapes Remergon's decaying bovine mouth. A low rumble shakes the ground beneath your feet.
I would rather watch you fail than bar your entry. But you lack the means to enter the Vitmouth and survive the journey. You must seek the Eye of Remergond, a relic that once belonged to my vassal, Reinhider. It is a cold, blue stone, and it lies somewhere within this temple. Indeed, approach the Vitmouth with the relic in hand. It will grant your soul safe passage into the Shattered Realms. The White Void's only purpose is to destroy souls, and it is adept at doing so. I will not stop my servants there from their work. They will treat you no differently than any wayward soul. Should you fall to their predations, not even Bereth will be able to save you.
Remergond pauses, his dark cluster of eyes watching you intently.
One final thing, Watcher. You must destroy that dragon.
When his words fall silent, and only the shriek of the wind through the breach remains, the light flares again, then quickly dies. You open your eyes, and find the beast gone.